Good evening,
I want to do it right now.
travelers. Welcome back to episode 47 of our Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition Death Attack campaign. Tonight's episode is titled New Tides. In our last episode, a rather special one, a love boat, where Yurglebub, a mysterious entity of unknown origins, doesn't belong to Warner Brothers at all.
No copyright claims. None
Made
here.
an appearance
Who's got the Cosmo?
to distract our Widowmakers, at least until Cervantes was able to get his magic to work. Thus, putting them into this dreamlike state. In a world where they did not suffer the horrific traumas of life, in a world where everything was almost perfect for them. And for a split moment, even some of our members who've never had a dream experienced something very unfamiliar for the first time. Upon returning, they found themselves asleep on their deck with the enemy ship just off in the distance, also docked along this island. An island that is part of Three Snakes Bay. It is now, during this scene, where Yurglebub makes his appearance from the crow's nest.
You're so soft.
And that's where we'll begin our story.
So, did we fall asleep standing up? Like, are we just like...
No, you're not horses. You're definitely...
Why not?
Well, no, I didn't know if, like, it was just like a trance kind of thing.
You actually fell down.
He could be a
So,
horse if he wanted to be.
Everyone was...
I
you
can.
actually could be a horse. You can transform into a horse. Do you want to be a horse?
No.
While sleeping? I will let you.
No.
Make that canon. Every time he goes to sleep, he's a horse, so he can
Okay.
stand up.
Everyone, as you all awake, you realize that Lavende is a horse, and is...
I did not agree to this. Don't you make me have to click that box.
All right. However, you all hear the sound of a high-pitched whine, the sound of sails flapping in the wind, ropes and pulleys being moved as you hear the hard footfall of Yurglebub. He lands. Looks like you all woke up kind of early. I fulfilled my part of the deal. Now it's time for me to fulfill my part.
What?
I don't think I want to fulfill anything on you.
What have you gonna marry me? You? Huh?
No, I'm already married. Sorry.
I'm confused. What
What
happened?
about you? Looks at
I've
Father and...
Don't
I
look
can
at me.
pretend. What about you, huh? You got a ring? Oh.
Where's Lily?
You notice that he does like a quick spin, and he's now in like what looks like a red tuxedo. It's got almost has this like felt velvet type texture to it.
What do you mean, where's Lily?
I think we were dreaming, Kaz.
What do you mean? That was all not real.
No.
All right, I understand you get a little sentimental here, but I kind of on a deadline here.
God.
So if you want to go, kind of hurry up and do this. I'm not putting you guys in another spell. That's why I don't do 2 shows in one night.
Did we all share the same dream? We have different dreams?
Yes. I put you all in the same dream.
I'm about to say his name at least once. Do you think that will get him
Oh,
to
please do.
All right, so you just want to come over here, and as he brings up what looks like a white picketed like arch type setting.
God.
I draw my weapon.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll attack. It's 27 to hit.
Yeah, you hit. Don't even roll damage. Yeah, you notice that Kaz pulls out his rapier and dashes forward. The blade strikes into the chest of Yurgle Bub. As soon as it does, you hear just this deflating, almost whoopee cushion sound. Ow. Hey, it's not nice to poke things with that.
Lavender, you want to kick this off?
Yurglebub?
Do not say that.
I told you I was going to say it.
Don't say it.
If you keep talking like this,
Don't
I'm
say
going
what,
to.
Yurglebub?
You watch as basically Jezebel's whole mouth turns into like what looks like a zipper. I say it. Do not say that name. One more time. You're gonna marry me. You, me,
If you-
Motto, Imago. I can take you down Cabo. Show you Palm Springs. Huh?
Whatever you're saying,
How's it sound?
I don't. He doesn't look like he wants to deal with that right now, and you only have one more time for us to say your name. So can you please stop?
I'm gonna walk up to him and run my fingers through his hair.
Oh, alright, that's what I'm talking about.
How greasy is it?
Bring,
It is very disgusting. Feels like dead hair.
bring my hands down over behind his neck. Bring him in close. None of the next millennia will anyone ever love a disgusting creature like you, Yurglebub.
No! You watch as he starts to shrink, and as you see this swirl of green smoke, it starts to fill back up into that white spiraled bottle, and you see the cap. And then as it does close, you see for a quick flash instance of this tiny little Yurglebub inside of it slamming on the glass like and you watch as the image fades.
Is the just on the ground or something?
Yep.
I'm gonna go over and pick it up.
And as soon as you pick it up, you hear a snap. You hear the sound of those hard boots hitting the wood. Alright. My part's done. He brings the bottle back over to himself.
Oh, I was really hoping you'd let us throw that in the ocean.
Yeah, I was going to suggest it
Yeah.
actually. I don't like him.
Do you want this to be found by someone unsuspecting?
You have a point, I
I
suppose.
wouldn't wish this on my worst enemies. Apologize. He's caused a lot more trouble than you know.
Yeah, I feel like the dream sequence he decided to put us through was a little bit unnecessary.
Like I said, I apologize. But if it's any consolation, you're now on even fighting grounds.
We'll look around. I'll look at the other ship that were there.
Looks up
on
the other ship.
Mhm.
Yep. You will find downstairs in your cell hole, there's one of their crew members. And over on their ship, I put one of your crew members. So, both of you have a lovely exchange.
Oh, which crew member of mine did you put on that ship?
One that might not need rescuing. I took the one that looked the meanest. So, I don't know why you have a bear, but
Ooh, don't call
These
him
things
that.
happen, alright? Just you can't help it sometimes.
I just want to say, don't call him a bear. He doesn't like that.
Well, the thing that matters, he's not even on the ship.
either way, in the next few minutes, your comrade and their comrade are going to wake up. So, it's up to all of you how you want to do this. But, as of now, my job is complete. Umberlee has done her job. So, the sea be. Until then, I bid you all adieu. Notice he snaps his fingers,
So we need to walk away.
and he fades away.
Damn. Did I get a chance to look at that ass?
Yes, on multiple occasions.
Good.
Is it a bubble butt though?
He has a bubble butt.
Oh, he got that godly bubble butt.
Bubble butt.
All that piracy and debauchery.
Alright. I guess let's go check and see who are our prisoners and see what we can work with here. And I'm gonna head down to the holding cell.
Okay.
Before I go down, Kaz,
Yes.
are you gonna be okay? You know, if you dream about somebody, was Lily in your dream? I didn't. If we all shared the same dream, I never seen her.
She was. I just didn't think my first dream would be a trick.
Better that than nothing at all, right? Your heart's in the right place, then. You know what you want.
Then that's the thing, though. When I close my eyes and I see nothing, at least I wake up not hurt.
How do you know she didn't have the same dream?
It's not really about that. It's more or less something that's never going to come to be. A life that I'll never have. And as weird as it is to say, I feel a little violated.
I do too. I think I need to talk to Sky.
Well, let's go see who our new crewmate is. But thank you, Lavender.
I'm going to look at Fauna. I kind of only assumed that it was Lily because he only acts like that when she's brought up.
I think he gives him so. Did he walk away?
Yeah.
Okay.
He walked away.
I think he gave himself not enough credit. Really? I mean, he says he'll never have that life, but he's gonna live for a long time. Multiple of my lifetimes. You can still have it.
One day he'll know that, right? I do. Let me know how the prisoner thing goes. I'm going to go talk to Sky. I think I really need to talk to her.
Right. It's time to go introduce ourselves to the prisoner.
You have fun with that, and I'm
And
going
I'll
to
stop walking now and do a fucking chore.
Please tell me he walks by monks.
As Jezebel and Kaz make their way down to the lower deck, shortly followed by Fulner and Lavender. Lavender, you actually are aware and you can see that the crew has already awoken. It looks like they're coming out of their rooms. Looks like some of them are groggy, kind of wiping their eyes. You notice that Marigold, Hakan, they come out looking rather confused. Hakan stumbles forward. Did everyone just have a weird dream? Marigold goes, yes. I had a strange dream that I was a butler. You were, yes, yes, I saw you. I had a dream I was a fucking statue. In the middle of the room, all of you were there. You all walked in. You were covered in dirt. And you looked, you had a whole band with you.
He was a king, I believe, right, Fauna? He got to be a king for a little while there.
Did you like the rest that they gave
For
you
a
then?
little while.
All right, so
Okay,
it's
no.
agreed then. We all
Well, I
just
mean,
had
like
a
an actual, like
sort
a
of
official king.
conjoined dream. Splendid.
It was a spell of some sort. Well, that's over now. Have you seen anyone on the ship that doesn't belong here?
You all look towards the holding cell. The center of the lower deck has an actual holding cell. You guys just haven't had to use it. You haven't had anyone to actually put in there as prisoner.
The brig.
The brig, correct. As you look into the cell, though, however, you do see there is an individual. You see that he has a very dark complexion. They have what appears to be gold and black like robes. They have a blue, like a deep blue turban. You can see that it drapes down over one of their shoulders. Their arm is actually out. The shirt is very much kind of like a kimono almost. Their arm is actually out of the left chest pocket and hanging over. You can see that their hands are in chains. They're sitting neatly with their legs crossed and their hands in their lap. You notice as they hear the ruckus, their eyes remain closed, and you notice that their head just slowly starts to raise up as you all turn your attention towards them.
Well, 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 what do we have here?
I suppose a prisoner. As they raise their hands and show the chains and shackles. As you look at their face, you can see that they have a very fine goatee. It's not very thick. It looks like it's kind of like whiskery almost. You can see that their facial hair is very patchy. You also, the most notable thing about their appearance, though, is that over their eyes they have identical X's scarred into their face. Over the eyelids, you see that one eye is actually white.
So, what's your little title in your crew?
Crew?
Are you not from a crew?
I was a prisoner on a ship.
So
I will
you're...
say. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Babak Naim Azar.
Alright, so why were you a prisoner? What happened?
I was traveling with some companions of mine. We were attacked. Slavers. They took us captive, put us on their ship. Are we not in Sitar anymore?
Oh no. Three Snakes Bay. That's where you're at right now. You mind if I come in?
I am your prisoner.
Just being polite. So I'm gonna open the cell.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming there's keys around.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll open the cell and go in, and I'm going to check his arms for any brandings.
You look around.
See if he's lying.
For his arms. Yeah, as you look around, there's no pirate tattoos. You don't see any branding. The only brandings that you see are the scars over his eyes, and then you also know that he has a brand on the back of his neck. Appears to be some sort of foreign language.
Might I ask what's with this and this?
Where I come from, it is forbidden to use certain magics of divination. My culture outcasts such practitioners.
Can I roll? Do I know anything about what he's talking about?
I can give you a knowledge history if you like.
Okay. Is that a part of the world I would have traveled to at all, or is
You
it
have been
not?
to Sitar,
Okay.
But Sitar is a very large continent, and there is many cultures.
17.
You are aware of a particular part of Sitar where magocracies are in effect, and they are highly patriarchal. It is also forbidden to use magic if you are outside of particular social standings. So, you're not familiar with the customs inertly or first-handly, but you are aware that there are practices that are fairly brutal in punishments for these type of crimes.
I'm going to crouch down in front of him. Alright, so a friend of ours that stopped by, and the reason you're here, I don't know if you know the reason you're here, how you wound up here at all. You just wake up, and you're here.
I was on a ship filled with animals and my companions. I do not remember how I slept, but when I awoke, I am now here.
Alright, so a friend of mine brought you over here, and that friend seems to think you're a bargaining chip for some reason for the ship that you were imprisoned on. Do you know why that might be?
I do not, other than if you help free me and help me free my companions, I will be in a great debt to you.
Tell me, do you remember what the people looked like that took you?
Yes, I know their captain. His name is Barbosa. I believe he is from Sitar like myself. He wears animal hides, leopard skins, large tusk-like earrings. He's a cruel man.
You are aware of Barbosa Matu, who is a pirate lord. You are also aware from previous dealings that Barbosa has sided with Calypso.
I'm gonna stand back up. I'm gonna exit the cell and close it and lock it. I'm gonna turn around. Alright, do we happen to get a head count? Who are we missing?
You notice that Hakan takes a step forward.
Well, if everyone from down here is counted for, then the only one that's missing from our ship is Taku.
Could I roll any sort of background knowledge on Barbosa?
Sure. Yes, give me knowledge and history.
No,
Well-
that's what counts.
21.
The bear?
Bear's talking.
He's got his bear statue. I assumed it was him.
No.
No, the bear's that. Taku was a rug. In the
Yeah, Taco was a rug.
Yeah, if you guys remember the gold statue you guys came into in the center of the room, that was Hakan.
Okay. I thought
What'd
it was
you
a
get?
bear
21.
statue.
21.
Oh,
You are aware that Barbosa, his ship, Fathom's Grasp, is a moderately sized vessel. You know, he has a crew of 19, and he specializes in exotic animal exports. He is very well renowned for hunting down endangered species and selling them to extremely rich nobles, or skinning them and selling pelts.
So just animal import and export.
He is typically an animal-only export, although there are rumors that he is a human slaver.
Alright, so we need to figure out how we're gonna get Taku back.
Well, I'm gonna go back to the prisoner and look at them. So you said you have companions on the ship.
I do.
Were there anybody else on that ship in chains?
As far as I remember when I fell asleep, it was just me and my companions.
And how many are there?
3 others.
And they just took you.
Me and my companions were traveling for a entertainment purpose. We were part of a show. I believe in your language, the circus.
We just
Sound familiar?
yes. So were you just bystanders? Were you just in the way?
We used ourselves as bait to allow those who could not fight to flee.
So they were trying to take more than just you.
Yes. There were many women and children that I knew would not make it if they were taken captive.
Alright.
Jezebel, I don't know about you, but I don't think we should allow Barbosa to be on the seas anymore.
Oh, I already planned on not allowing him to be on the seas anymore. It's gonna be a fact of how we dispose of him.
Well, this only confirms the suspicion of Barbosa being a slaver.
What are the pirate laws on killing pirate lords?
So, typically if you kill a pirate lord, and you are a pirate lord, in your fashion, if you're not a pirate lord, you then become a pirate lord. But if you are already a pirate lord and you kill another, then you take their crew,
Love
their
that.
ship, and anything they own.
Love that. Alright. So there's no, backfire from this.
No, although it is
Immediately, at least.
typically in these situations when they have occurred, most pirate members just kill the entire crew out of fear of potential mutinies later. But by the pirate code, they're supposed to join you.
You can never trust that. Alright. The only other issue is every other pirate lord's supposed to be here right now. Assuming we're here on time. Oh god, what day is it?
You notice that Mox, who's been relatively quiet in the situation, sort of takes a step out and looks outside, and as they kind of return, Mox sort of speaks up. I'm not entirely sure, but I feel like if we were on time, there'd be a lot more ships here.
I start scanning around. It's still just
It's
the
just
two.
you. It's just you and looks like the Fathom's Grasp.
Oh, the second one that was there earlier isn't there anymore?
Yeah, when you guys all went to sleep, there was two vessels.
Now it's just one.
Now it's just one.
Fuck. Alright, let's take care of this little problem we have for ourselves right now, and then afterwards, let's try to figure out what day it is, how late we are, and what everything that happened while we were sleeping. Or in the Leviathan, whatever happened.
Did we actually rest when we were asleep?
Yeah, so you'd be fully rested.
Nice. Okay. I'm gonna look back to the prisoner. What was your name again?
You may call me Babak.
Babak?
Babak Narim Azar.
Babak. Alright, Babak. If I come in and I uncuff you, we're gonna have a problem.
I will not resist.
Alright, I'll grab the keys. I'm gonna slowly walk in, my eyes on him, like daggers the whole time. And I'm just gonna slowly uncuff him.
As you uncuff, chains fall down. Notice his hands come up.
Thank you.
So I'm assuming he'd be willing to help, since your friends are on the ship.
Yes.
So what can you do?
Yeah, they took our weapons. I do not have my sword with me.
Is it a particular kind of sword? Can we just let you borrow one or something?
Sort of looks around at the group.
It is like yours, but with more heft.
Which sword is he talking about?
The unhex-bladed sword.
Okay. My rapier?
Mhm.
Okay. Well, you know what? I can part with this for a little bit. Alright. Do you happen to know how many people are on that ship? Crew members? The Barbosas?
I know there's at least 19, maybe more.
Alright, so we're gonna need a distraction.
Notice that Barry kind of takes a step forward. You notice that his missing arm. Captain, I can start moving the ship around and get the cannons ready to fire. Although, without Tinsel here, we're gonna need someone else extra to man the cannons.
I feel like they're gonna be expecting that. I want something different.
Something covert like.
Improvise, something fantastic. Let's get someone over there who can set fire to maybe one of the cabins.
So, is there an understanding that Cervantes and Umberly were both down here?
Yeah. That's what he said. Umberly was on... Which ship did he say Umberly was on?
He was meeting with Calypso.
Calypso.
Or Umberly was meeting with Calypso while Cervantes was dealing with you.
Yeah.
I don't know if Barbosa's even to meet with us. That graceful god gave Barbosa probably his wildest dreams. A Ursa. Barbosa trades in exotic animals and humans.
Right, it is imperative that we get him back right away.
Yeah, we're not trying to deal with this man. We're just trying to... You know?
I'm just trying to find an opening. I don't even know.
What time of the day is it?
It's midday, looks like.
We need a distraction. We need, like, an operative team. We need someone to get in there and set fire to something, cause a ruckus, get Taku out.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be insulting to you.
As you're saying that, you all of a sudden hear what sounds like cannon fire.
Great.
Except it's not close. It sounds like it's in the distance. You notice that Hakan takes a moment and you notice him, Marigold, and Mox charge up the stairs. Barry looks like he kind of hobbles up with his old grabbing onto the railing, makes his way up, and they take a moment as they gaze and survey the situation. You notice that Barry kind of comes halfway down the stairs looking.
Captain, I don't know what's going on over there, but it looks like they're firing their cannons. I think something's going on. Like on the ship.
I thought they were the only other ship here.
I don't know, I see smoke.
Did you say that Taku was over there?
Yeah, but...
That's...
Does it sound like it's... So the cannons don't sound like they're coming from their ship? It sounds further away?
No, it sounds like it's coming from their ship.
Their ship, okay.
Do you think that he broke out?
I don't know
You
how
notice
they
that
use cannons.
Hakan comes back down.
They're firing their cannons in their own ship.
Alright, I gotta see this. I'm gonna go on the top of the deck so I can see what's going on.
Go on.
Same.
You notice that everyone starts making their way up to the top of the deck. And as you do, you all look over towards this vessel, and you can see what looks like cannons being discharged and firing. You can see the plumes of smoke. You can hear the sound, except it looks like the cannons being fired into the vessel.
The fuck?
You notice that Babak comes.
My companions are on that ship. I must go.
And
Don't get your head blown off.
you watch as he makes his way to the side of the ship, and as he stands up onto the deck, you guys are pretty close to the shore, but you're probably about a good 30 feet or so. You watch as he leaps from the vessel, and jumping towards the water, you see this image of his body. All this like purple, almost see-through like form of him move forward, and you watch as his body like catches up, and you see him laying down onto the sand, and as he does, he starts taking off, and you watch as his body almost like skips, like he just jumps forward in time.
Should we follow him? I feel like if Taku's over there, we should get over there, right?
Well, we need to get over there, but it's
How far away is
kind of
it?
dangerous.
If you take the beach, it's probably no more than a quarter mile. If you go by water, it may be slightly faster.
who can hold their breath the longest?
Ooh. Can you turn into a fish?
I have before. You don't remember?
No. I don't remember little things. Maybe if you turn into a fish, maybe you can swim over there, climb up.
I was going to say, I might be able to turn into something that you can hold on to. And two of us could go over and make sure that Taku's okay.
Yeah, let's see if we can find whoever Taku's at. Oh, we need to have more of a plan than this. I don't want to just be the two of us and we're gonna be fucked.
Oh, I can go too. I can fly.
As what?
As me.
Well, if you get shot out of the sky, the cannon's already
They're going to
going.
know you're coming.
Can you look at them over there? They're not looking up at the sky.
You want to bet on that?
You guys hear this
Sure.
large explosion from the ship. You actually watch as one of the masts falls into the water. You're starting to see smoke and flames at this point.
That ship is
Alright,
fucked. We need to get over
yeah,
that.
let's go.
Alright.
I'll tell you what. You guys hang back here. Lavender and I'll go. If we need help, I'll pop a few off into the sky. You know what it looks like.
Alright.
At this point, I'm summoning Phantom Steed,
Okay.
and it takes about 11 minutes to cast.
Okay. That'll take a while.
Would it be just faster for me to just
It'd
go?
probably be faster to run.
Okay, I'll just go and run.
Okay.
And I'm going to jump into the water, and as I'm falling, do the thing where I'm going to turn into a
I
reef
guess
shark.
I'm the only one
Okay.
staying.
And then Jez and Folder, what are you guys gonna do?
I'm gonna go with Lavender. I'm gonna hold on to his fin.
Yes.
Sorry if this hurts.
I don't think it does.
How long is this? Can I hold my breath that long?
Oh yeah, easily.
Okay, yeah, I'll just go. I'm going
A
with him.
shark can move over 20 knots, so
So I'm going to be underwater, kind of
I'll
trying
just go
to...
with. I'll hold on the other fin. Right?
You can hold on to the dorsal fin. Yeah.
Yeah, let's just do that.
Can I just
Please
stand
don't.
on top and just hold the dorsal fin?
Yeah.
No, I'm going under...
Jack
You're not going to
Sparrow.
be Aquaman, like...
I'm gonna be like Jack Sparrow.
You can hold on to one of my fins.
As Lavender jumps into the water and the two of you jump in as well, you notice that Hakan looks towards you as, "We'll get the ship ready, Captain." And they turn and they start getting the rigging ready as you all make your way towards that other ship. Meanwhile, Kaz, you get onto the beach and you start dashing forward as well.
If it helps, I can Blade Song, and it'll increase my movement speed by 10 feet.
Okay.
So.
My jacket. I take my jacket off first. Fold it up real nice. I'm gonna tuck it under something. Then I go.
Okay.
I'm not taking that.
And it lasts for 1 minute.
My bad. Chose the wrong one. There it is.
Elevator music. I forget what elevator music sounds like.
What's an elevator?
Within a short period of time, by water and by land, the group finally makes their way to the other vessel. You can see the smoke pluming off of it, the sails currently on fire. You can see what looks like one individual completely covered in flames, screaming as they jump off the side of the ship into the water. You see a silhouette of what looks like Taku. You see him standing there, 2 axes in each one of his hands, and as he's standing on the side of the ship, you see him just roaring into the sky. As this happens, you can see what looks like 2 large tigers jumping off the side of the ship. You watch as they land on the beach. As they do, you can see there's a moment where Kaz kind of stops as they hit the beach. They look towards Kaz and then just run off into the jungle as this boat continues its blaze. You do not see Babak by the time you guys arrive, but you notice that Taku then jumps off the boat into the water, and as he splashes, you see him start to make his way as he walks up onto the beach.
We weren't needed here. We weren't needed.
The rest of the crew makes their way up.
Well, fuck.
Do you want to stay a shark in the water, or do you want to...
Yeah, I'm getting out.
Okay. So as you revert back, you come up to there. You see Taku.
Captain!
What the fuck is going on?
Took care of the ship.
You by yourself?
Yeah.
All of this was you?
Yeah.
Wow, it really
They
underestimated.
thought I was a bear,
Yeah.
idiots.
Yeah, yeah,
They
definitely.
mistake me for that.
Yeah.
Ursa.
Yeah, absolutely underestimated you.
Strong.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, by yourself,
bear.
really? The cannons and everything.
yeah. I figured it was the best way to take the ship down. Someone just ran into the ship, though, to grab somebody. I don't know who it was. He was wearing dark clothes.
They're wearing turban.
Yes. Yes.
Well, alright, so at least they got their friends off.
Is
Oh,
it-
no, he's still in there.
Oh.
I just let him run by. I wasn't going to stop
Well,
someone from running into a
that's,
burning
where? Let's help while we're here and let's not waste the trip.
Taku, is Barbosa still on the ship?
No. I found that out from some of the crew members. Apparently he left with another ship. The Reef Star. It's some sort of crew full of Tritons.
You are aware of it. You're aware of the Reef Raiders. They're another pirate group. They are a pirate group that's completely filled with nothing but Tritons. Sort of the mermen of the sea.
How do they operate a ship?
They have flakes. They don't have fish
Oh.
bodies.
It's like a boat full of Aquaman.
Yeah. They
Amazing.
typically have.
They're pretty cool.
You've seen Tritons before.
Okay.
They typically have a very dark blue or green skin. They have fin-like ears. They have webbed fingers, webbed feet. They're amphibious. They can breathe air and water.
Who's the captain of that ship?
You know that their captain, his name is Tazin Bilgegill.
Kazan?
Tazin, yep. And the ship is the Coral Star.
What do I know about him?
Basically, his crew is known as the Reef Runners. They operate a particular reef system that's close to the Perungi Expanse. You've never really encountered them too much, so you don't really know a lot about them.
Never heard anything, any like rumors or anything.
Nothing negative, but nothing positive. Kind of a mysterious individual. You know that Tritons typically don't like humans, land dwellers, as they like to call them. You do know that he is from some city beneath the waves, though. Most Tritons are from a civilization that's unlike our own.
Did Barbosa take his crew with? Or did he just leave by himself?
He left with whoever the Tritons were, and there was another captain. Can't remember.
What do they look like?
He was bald. Looked like Lavenda's folk.
Does that ring any bells?
Trying to think, bald and human is not a very good description.
He also didn't have any. He had no hair, like shaven eyebrows.
Like baby bald.
Kind of creepy looking.
The only thing that you can think of is kind of sounds a little bit like John Shriver. You know that he is the captain of the Celadon Rippers. He has a ship called the Slice and Dice, and they are a very cutthroat crew. They have a reputation is never leave a survivor. There's also some rumors that John Shriver and his crew may be cannibals.
Oh. Fun.
Very nice.
Great.
As they're conversing, I'm gonna make my way onto the ship. I'm gonna go try to help them.
Alright. You notice that as you get up onto the ship, you look around and you can see it is a massacre. Taku did some work on these crew members. They did not look like they stood a chance. As you make your way to the lower deck, you come down, it's starting to fill with smoke. You can hear the sound of a chain being smashed against. You hear the sound of coughing. As you approach, you can see Babak is trying to break the chain on this cage. He looks towards you. I cannot find the key for it.
Taku, can we get some help?
Oh, so you guys were going too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Strike at it with my sword.
As you go ahead and you strike at it, go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. Let's see here.
That big bear man just boom.
I don't know why I'm rolling that. It's 22.
22 damage?
I believe so. Sorry, phone's a little difficult. Sorry, it's 18 damage and 22 altogether.
You watch as Taku grabs the chain and pulls it taut, and as the chain goes taut, your strike comes down and hits that tight chain, and you watch it shatters, and as it does, you see Babak swing the cage open, and you see 3 individuals. Looks to be 2 male individuals, looks like 1 female. You notice that they're coughing and covering their mouth, and there's a thick haze in it. As Babak goes, "Hurry! Outside, let's go!" And as everyone turns and begins to run outside, as you guys do make your way to the upper deck, the 4 of them jump overboard as Taku jumps off as well. 3 of you, or 4 of you also do the same.
Yes.
How on fire?
Very on fire.
How on fire?
Probably about 75% on fire.
Captain's quarters on
It is
fire?
ablaze.
Bitch.
It looks like
Alright.
that might have been the first thing that Taku shot at.
Damn it. Alright, I'll haphazardly just fall off the side of the ship in disappointment.
As you get up to the side of the ship, you kind of fall over and into the waves before you feel that current pushing you up towards the sand, and the whole group then pulls their way out and stands up onto the shore. You notice that the 4 individuals coughing, trying to clear their lungs. Babak then turns towards you. "Thank you. I am, we are in your debt." You notice he puts his hands together and, "Please. My companions have told me that this Barbosa is still at large. Is this true?"
Apparently he boarded another ship.
Taku looks, goes, oh yeah, he got away. Definitely not here. Please allow us to, if you are hunting this man, allow us to come with you. I cannot rest until I know he is dead.
I suppose the more the merrier. Are you going to be able to keep up with us? Is my question.
You look towards the other 3 individuals. You notice that one of them is wearing what looks to be all black, looks like tight, almost black leather-like pants, these black high-heeled boots. You see they appear to be a tiefling with long blue hair, this like feathered back coif. You can also see they have what looks to be a bag or a knapsack that's with them. You notice that he kind of throws it out onto the sand and bends over and starts opening it up and going through it. You notice that the other individual, the other male, is pretty well built. You can actually look at their facial feature though. At first you thought possibly maybe they're an orc, until you realize that they're much smaller. They also have, their skin is extremely white, like almost unnatural white. As you look at their eyes, you can see that their eyes are red. They have a red iris to their eyes. It's almost, they almost look albino. However, their hair is also like this bright crimson red as well. You can see that they're wearing nothing but what looks like this armored leggings. They have no shirt on. You can see that their body is covered with nicks, slashes, and old scar wounds. All of you, besides for may be... all of you but Lavende can recognize that he appears to be a hobgoblin. But he doesn't have that red skin complexion. He doesn't have the dark black hair. His eyes aren't black. He's clearly different. The other individual appears to be a female who's currently wringing out what looks like a dress. You can see that her she has a lot of skin exposed, but you can see that there's a lot of what look like runes tattooed onto her flesh. You can see what looks like streaks of black. They are covering her body from neck to toe. Pretty much any portion of her body besides for her face that's showing any amount of skin, it's got these runes visibly showing.
Do they look familiar?
They look arcane. They look very similar to arcane scripture, arcane writing. Her hair is also bright red, like bloody red. As they're sort of composing themselves, you see that the individual wearing the black opens up the bag and pulls out what looks like weapons, starts handing them to the other individuals. You see that the hobgoblin grabs what looks like a katana. As they pull the blade out, you notice that they pulls out what looks like a scimitar and hands that over to Babak. You also can see that he pulls out what looks like some sort of red orb and hands that to the female. And then you see he pulls out what looks like some sort of arm guard. You notice that he slips it over his hand. It looks kind of almost like an Assassin's Creed arm guard in its shape. But on the inside of it, you can see what looks like cords that are stretched. It almost has this musical instrument look towards it, until you watch as he pulls out what looks like a violin bow, and as he pulls it out, you see he does a quick run across the weapon, and the sound emanates from this arm guard. You notice that as that happens, Babak looks towards... I'm glad that you are all alright. Looks back towards this group. Will you allow us to travel with you?
I mean, you'll have to do some work on the ship. You'll also have to be okay with being labeled as a pirate if we get stopped by any unfriendlies on the way.
You notice that the one with the katana kind of takes a step forward, looks towards their blade, and as they examine it, you see they pour water out of the scabbard. I don't care for titles.
Well, the same, that's what you'll be called, so...
He looks towards Babak. If he is okay with it, then I am okay with it. And as the other two individuals sort of take their step forward, as the one wearing all black you prevented our death for now.
Wow, you're a lively one, aren't you? What's your name?
Draven.
Lovely to meet you, Draven. Anyone else names feel like sharing?
Notice that they all seem to be semi-cloistered, sort of tight-lipped, until Babak kind of gives this nod of approval towards them. Notice the one with the katana takes a step forward. As he secures his katana to his waist. My name is Torgen.
Torgen, alright.
Looks over towards the female individual. She sort of, after bringing out her clothing, Petra Krevesh.
Lovely to meet you all. I'm Captain Jezebel.
I'm Falner Wildhat.
Lavender.
Cass.
Well, that's our. How do you say it? Formalities are in order. Where would you like us to work?
I'm gonna look around. We are at Three Snakes Bay, right?
It's either Three Snakes Bay or it's an island very close to it.
Is there any sort of civilization?
As you look,
It's
this
just
island
island.
looks unoccupied. It definitely is not a port. It's definitely not a town. And it looks like this was a uncharted or uninhabited island.
So I think it's safe to say that we definitely missed the big meeting.
Over before, maybe?
Oh, I highly doubt it. Barbosa wouldn't have left already.
You see the ship, your ship, starting to slowly arrive as the vessel is sinking right next to you off the shore.
Captain, since we are late and we are, well, still recuperating from, the giant battle we had and saving people, maybe we should get the crew a couple nights.
Is Mox there?
They're
on the
lost
ship?
on the ship.
Yeah, it's just us here. And Taco.
How about we go ahead and get back on the ship and figure it out from there? I don't know how much trouble we're going to be in with Mox's people.
I think Mox might make an exception.
We'll find out. Let's head on back.
And as you all turn and wait for the ship to arrive, you eventually climb your way up. You notice that your crew waiting sort of sees the four individuals walking or coming up on the ship as well. You notice very kind of, "Oi, who are these four? Prisoners?"
Well, let me start off with the bad news, alright? No, they're not prisoners. We missed the meeting, if you couldn't tell. We're late.
You notice that Mock steps forward. As I just messaged Maxim. We're late by a week.
A week?
Yes. And apparently, I don't even think we're close to Three Snakes Bay. We're an island about a half a day away from it.
What the fuck were the other ships doing here?
Guess they were waiting for us?
How would they...
We just came out of the water.
Yeah, how would they know?
That's what Maxim asked. I think there's something on the ship.
Our
Like
ship?
tracking us? Something
Yes.
on the ship?
I
Oh,
think we need to find whatever's tracking us. Those ships knew exactly where we were. In fact, they probably were wondering where we were. They could have been following us for days, wondering if our ship was just unseeable
sunk.
or sunk. And the fact that we were moving must have tipped them off. You notice that Petra kind of grabs an orb. That red orb, you see her put it up in her hand, and as it floats off of her hand, you watch as all the runes begin to bleed. And you watch as blood begins to drip from her skin, and the orb starts to bleed itself. You watch this blood begin to pool into her hand, and as it does, you see this pulse almost encompass the ship in the area. Her eyes come back, and you watch as the orb falls back into her hand. You watch as the blood begins to disappear or actually recede back into her skin. Kaz, and Falner specifically, give me a knowledge arcane, and with advantage.
I'll lock that. Lock that, I'll lock.
Oh, no. 6.
I got 17.
Folder, you recognize what just happened. That's wild magic. Those markings on her skin, that's raw mana tattooed into her flesh. It makes you a godly powerful spellcaster. However, the side effects can be devastating. Often insanity or mutations can occur.
Wait, is that wild magic?
Yes. And she puts the orb. I detected some sort of item downstairs. Has a concealment enchantment on it. I'm sure that must be the device.
Well, can you show us, point out exactly where?
Is that she... Is anyone going to go with me? Or
Yes, yeah,
Oh,
we're gonna
of course.
Follow.
Yes,
What?
that she moves and makes her way down the stairs. And as she does, you know, so she's walking, going to cabin, she's stopping, sort of sensing, moving forward. You can see she's holding that orb as it just sort of pulsates. You can see that her eyes sort of roll into the back of her head. And you watch as in that orb an image starts to appear. You start to see what looks like a face. And then you see what looks like Burka. And she stops and goes, "There's a half-walk. Where does she stay?"
Stayed, unfortunately, and I'll lead the way.
You notice that Taku kind of stomps forward. What is the meaning of this?
Just let her do her thing. We'll figure this out.
You notice that Taku goes, "Which Lord my goodness?"
She looks towards Taku. "Could you please take me?" Notice that they walk. They open up the door, and as they enter in, she moves right over to this empty bed where Bruka used to sleep. Notice that she puts her hand on the mattress, and then you watch as she puts her hand underneath the mattress, and you see her pull out this small bag. And as she pulls this bag out, you see the image of the orb begin to form. And as it forms, you see Bruka looking towards this individual.
So no one will get hurt besides from me if this goes wrong.
Of course. As you see Calypso.
Just take that. Put it on your ship. Calypso will take care of the rest. Have no fear. I don't want you or your bear. He's not a bear. Right. I just want Jezebel.
And that image fades. You watch as her holding the bag, her eyes come back to normal. And with her hand, you watch as the bag incinerates. And it turns to ash. No more hex bag.
I'll look at Taku.
You notice that Taku doesn't say a word and just turns and walks out. You see him slam the door behind him.
I'll go after him.
Alright, so from this point, no one can be trusted. Was that the only item that you noticed on my ship?
The only one that's worth tracking.
What does that mean?
There are many things on this ship. Many ancient. As she sort of glances down at your scabbard. Powerful things.
Well, as long as none of those things that are left are things that are letting other people track us, then let bygones be bygones on that one.
You notice that question, since we're all new here. Is that a Morn god? As he looks over towards Draven. Draven sort of looks over. It is. So you're from Mournful. You're a Mournful bard. What of it? Oh, nothing. I just, a lot of very established work has come out of Mournful. I mean, a little dreary, but it's got its own unique flavor and taste, and is it true? Is what true? What they say, that you're all, into, the dead, as in, like, sexually. You notice he stops.
No, I am not into necrophilia. What?
Marigold, that doesn't seem like an appropriate question to
I
ask
know, I
someone
need to-
that just got on the ship.
I have always wanted to know, so you don't do that. It's just a rumor.
Not all bars have to have sex with something.
I feel like that's not true.
Alright, well, I guess I over-exaggerated. I guess I didn't know. I just... So you guys are all just really macabre and dark. Nothing to do with the dead.
I didn't say we didn't do anything with the dead.
Alright, see? Now we're on to something. What exactly do you... What do you do with the dead? Is that he...
Necromancy. Mournfall is a specialty school for necromancy. I myself am a practitioner and a devout worshipper of the Raven Queen. Anything else you'd like to know? Perhaps my shoe size?
No, he's done. Right, Marigold, you're done.
Oh, yes, I'm fine.
You're done with the
Fine.
questions. Oh my god. Alright. Why don't we find these fine people with their cabin?
Goes Barry. Oi, Captain, we have plenty of rooms left, so I'll go ahead and get them all situated. Alright, follow you. Come on, let's go. Hopefully you're all used to being on a ship. I don't want to deal with any folk who don't have their sea legs. And you notice that the four turn and begin to walk out, leaving all of you basically minus Taku and Fulmer.
So, why don't we go have a discussion in your cabin, Jezebel?
Involving what's happening immediately?
Us, just... I think we need to all talk about what has happened in the span of
A week?
a week,
Okay.
days.
You're not going to tell me that you're hiding some sort of talisman on you that tracks us?
I don't need this right now, Jess. Can we just go talk about just everything that has happened so far?
Do you want me to go with?
Yes, I pointed to all three of us.
He pointed at himself too, it's true. Let's go.
I guess you're right. And I'm going to follow.
As all of you follow, you get to walk out. You notice that your friend pops out.
Hey, Lavender. I know this is what?
I said yes. Rupert?
I know this is a weird time, but when you're done doing your stuff, come talk to me. All right?
Alright, Rupert.
I've been reading a lot of books.
I'm really...
Well, you can read.
Yeah, he could do a lot of
Well,
things.
books. There's no books on the ship.
Closes the door as he goes back inside.
He could do a lot of things. He went invisible.
I'm glad
Meanwhile,
everyone has a
as
little
this
thing going
group
on.
is making their way up to the cabin's court. Taku and Fulmer, you follow them up to the deck.
What's he doing?
You see, he just has his hands over the side of the railing. You can see he's gripping the wood. You can actually see his claws starting to like dig into the grain of the breaking it over and over.
How you holding up, Taku?
Not good.
Yeah. There's a lot of that going around.
I swear I didn't know she brought that on there.
I'm not judging. I did want to ask you though, like, did you know if she was in any kind of trouble?
We only met in the Silver Salt Valley. For a while, she was the only one that wasn't turning. When I was alone, and I thought everything was hopeless, she was the one thing that kept me sane.
She definitely cared about you. I'm not saying what she did was right, but whatever she was doing it for you.
I'll be honest. After we left Silver Salt, I wanted to leave. I didn't want to stay here on the ship. All of you. She convinced me. Wherever she went, I went. After what happened to her down in the Leviathan Valley, if we ever got back to the surface, I was gonna leave. And then when we did, we weren't even awake. We weren't even able to breathe fresh air for more than 10 minutes before we got sent into that dream. I was a goddamn rug, and I had to watch. I watched all of you, and I realized why she wanted to stay. She saw something in all of you. She saw something in all of you. She saw something in me. It's the same look. The same look that my mother and father used to give me. Expectation. And now I don't even know what to expect of her.
Listen, I do feel responsible for what happened down there. Down in the battle in the Leviathan. I trusted the giants not to... Well, I thought we were allies, obviously, but I learned an important lesson, and unfortunately it cost a lot of people's lives. I'm going to do better, and if I can, try and make it up to you somehow.
I'm going to spend some time with all of you. I really need to decide whether or not I want to stay.
And I gesture over to what is ever left of that ship. Like, and that was really impressive. Did that all by yourself, mate.
Not gonna lie. Kind of happened on accident.
Oh,
Woke up in a cage and one of the crew members came down and was confused because they didn't remember picking up a bear. So he decided to feed me. Open the cage and, well, let's just say he probably wasn't expecting to be dinner.
and were they shooting cannons at you?
No, that was me.
Oh, for a minute I thought they were so scared shitless they were just shooting themselves in the process.
Part of me lost it. In the carnage of it.
We've all been there, I think. And you were definitely entitled to that, Reg.
Notice at this point you see Jez and Kaz and Falder coming up on the deck, and as soon as they do, Jez looks towards you and whistles towards you.
Well, I think I gotta go, but
I can't
you're
whistle.
you're a great warrior, Taku.
Alright. And as are you.
Appreciate it. Do I see Barry around?
No, Barry's downstairs.
I go over to the cabin then.
Alright. Falder walks over, and they, four of you, go into the cabin.
Alright, Fallen, tell me, what'd you learn? See an accomplice?
No, I don't think so. I was wondering if he knew anything about, like, if she was in trouble or anything, and he had no idea about it.
Who fucking cares if she was in trouble? She ratted us all out.
True. What I saw in that orb, it looked like someone that was on their last leg. That was their last ditch effort. And I'm not saying it was right, but I can understand it at some point. I would probably do a lot to...
I would do the same thing, alright, but I'm still mad about it. I don't like it when it happens to me.
Well, she's dead now, so she can't pay for it, I guess. If you want to look at it like that.
I suppose. Alright. Kaz?
Well, you don't want to talk about being trapped in a Leviathan and fighting an army of crap people, having towers of arcane magic being fired at you, watching your comrades being torn to shreds, having to still bury those bodies somewhere, hopefully, not at sea.
Oh, so this is a group therapy session.
We should talk about it. We lost people down there.
That's what this lifestyle is, you lose people, and often.
I'm sorry, not everybody that's on the ship is used to it.
Well then, talk away.
We have a crew out there, Jez, that needs to be taken care of. Not all of them came into this knowing they were gonna go fight inside of a Leviathan.
No one knew that, Kaz. No one knew that. What do you want me to do about it?
I don't know. Maybe we should get to know them, at least.
That's not gonna keep them alive, is it?
But at least we'll die knowing them.
If that's your prerogative.
Jez, I'm with you because we have common goals that align with each other. I'll be honest in that. That is what I signed up for. You are going to get me to where I need to be. And from there on, I don't know. But Taku, Brutka, Sky, I don't think they signed up for this. We need to do better.
And how do you propose we do better? being swallowed by Leviathan is something out of all of our control. I think we can agree on that.
I'm guilty of it too. I haven't had anybody get close to me since Etros. Lily and I, we had a family together. I had a crew before you all. As much as my fault as it is all of ours, I think we should start with each other and move on. My name's Akora Fane, and my family fled the Underdark after the Second War. I was taken in as a slave, and I was sold into the sex trade. If you're dying in my arms, I at least want to know your father's name, your mother's. And I want you at least to know my favorite flavor of candy if I'm dying in yours. Rudka might just be a traitor to us, but that was Taku's friend that died.
Well, anything either of you want to share, since we're laying it all out on the table right now?
What is your favorite candy?
Great.
Are you alright, Lavender?
I'm sorry that happened to you, Kaz.
It's just me trying to open up. I want to get to know you all better. I just need to... I think we need to move past this just being a business relationship. This is a little more now. We have people to depend on us. If anything, we have a world that is depending on us.
I agree with Kaz on this one. You know, you didn't have to bring me along. I can't do the things that you all can. And I wasn't expecting to turn into whatever I turned into a mushroom, Jez. You didn't see it, he saw it. He didn't tell you about it.
Well, I can see what else you turned into. You still have all this
But
going on, so...
there's a lot, you know? And before I met all of you, I had a little annoying, really mean goblin that I talked to. And before that, I was alone. It's that simple. I don't want to be alone. Being alone is not good. And when I thought I wasn't alone, it turns out it was something that wanted to take control of me. It turned me into this. I don't know what this is, and I didn't want this. You know, I just wanted to be happy with my family. As a kid, that's all I knew. But here I am. I fought and talked to things I never knew I would ever even... I didn't know they existed. I talked to the beast that we were just in. What even is that? I have things that are sticking to me inside of me. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, I saw the inside of you, so there's definitely a lot going on in there.
You know, we have a lot of things that weave together like that. And one of those is one that I wanted to talk to Kaz about. You know, I keep hearing, and Max has said it, you know, between Zakmoy and whatever deity your people usually worship. Like, I don't know anything that deals with that. And I thought maybe we could talk about that at some point. Falner is... whatever is going on with your arms, like that is a thing that's happening now. And we don't stop and talk about it. It's like one thing after another.
Well, I feel like we already did touch on it. I've been really throwing these cannonballs everywhere, and they finally started to show some progress.
You finally turned into a man. Is that what happened?
Oh, that was always a man, mate.
But I do think that with your decision, you know, you had the best interest in mind, just like Kaz had. Maybe we should look at things a little bit different from now on. That would be something that I think we should work on. Because I have no idea what giants do. I don't know. You're the only one that talks about giants. I don't know anything.
Yeah.
And look what happened. I thought they were good because you thought they were good.
Well, I thought... I know giants aren't typically good or bad, really, but they definitely got their own self-interests, and I thought with us being allies during a war, we wouldn't have to worry about anything coming back on us.
And that is why I told you, like, I thought it was wrong that they were just those crab people were just, they stopped fighting, and that they kept on fighting them. You know, that kind of, they were really mean to them for mostly no reason.
Well, we put our trust in the giants, we put our trust in Baruka, and look where that got us. That's where trust gets you. So let's keep this short, alright? If you guys want to continue talking about your favorite candy, or your parents.
My mother's name is Poppy.
Great.
Jess, if you're going to be a dreadnought or whatever, king of the pirates, you're going to have a lot of people following you. A lot of people that you're going to want underneath your banner. You're going to have to trust something.
I've been doing this for 4 years now, guys. You don't just trust pirates. Doesn't really do much good. You get them under a banner by having them fear you, usually. And in the end, even then, they still try fucking you over one way or another. That's this lifestyle.
But Faulkner and I aren't pirates. This isn't our life, but we still follow you. We still trust you.
Well, I mean, we're pirates now.
Faulkner, shut up. That's not the point.
Tell me, Jess, has there ever been a dreadnought? Has there ever been a king of the pirates?
No, apparently not.
Why not?
I just don't think anyone ever thought to do it before, I suppose.
Oh, just hear me out. Maybe the backstabbing, the lying, the fear-mongering, the tyranny, it doesn't work. It doesn't matter if you're on land or sea. People are people. They do not respond to tyranny well. They do not respond to oppression well. You know what happens? They revolt. They fight back. They find a way. Maybe if you approach it differently, if you approach it like no other pirate lord has ever have, I think you might have a chance.
Oh no, don't get me wrong, there's no tyranny about it. Pirates are pretty diplomatic. That doesn't really help any. They are who they are. So I could try to be different and show weakness by putting myself out there like that and get fucked over immediately rather than a few years down the road. I'm not here to argue about all of this.
I mean, I in a way, I can't agree with you. How many times have we been betrayed since we left Ravensgreen? We got betrayed by one. What was his name? The bloke with the dreads. Dreadlocks.
The tiger guy?
Right.
Pirate.
But yeah, right. It's pirates. I mean, there is a certain level of civility that is required if you're going to inspire by leading an example. And I'm not saying that this crew doesn't have it. It definitely has the potential to be more than just a pirate crew, if you wanted it to be.
Jez, could you please give me a percentile roll?
Oh
Why?
Deep Daddy about to come on or something.
Rather not. 6.
6. Okay. As this is happening, you start to feel that cold whisper along your ear. And as you do, you hear those words. Ignore them. Shares. They are nothing but pawns. You're right. They will just stab you in the back. After all, look at what Shiv. And as soon as he starts to say Shiv, you see his whisper. The whisper begins to fade. And across the map, all of you are standing around the map of the Strand, having this discussion. It's almost like out of your peripherals, you just see that teal skin and those hands on the map. And your eyes quickly jerk up and you see this almost ghostly-like apparition. You quickly look at Kaz and Lavende and Balder, and they're still discussing and talking. But you see Shiv right in front of you. You see sort of semi through him. And as you see him, he just kind of gives you this. Remember me. You see this fade as he disappears.
Is there anything on the table besides the map, like glasses or anything?
There's probably a tankard, probably maybe a dagger.
I'm gonna take
stabbed into
one of
it.
the tankers and I'm gonna chuck it right where his apparition was.
So you guys just watch as Jess grabs the tankard and just chucks it across the room.
And I'm leaving.
You watch as she storms out. And as you storm out of your captain's cabin, there on the deck you see your crew. All of them. See Lacan, Marigold, Claudia, Sky. You see Barry standing there. You can see the new 4 standing there as well. You notice Taku makes their way forward. You see Barry come up towards you. Look at you. What's the plan next, Captain?
I'm gonna need you to stop standing around doing nothing. We're setting sail.
You heard, Captain? Raise the sails.
And as you give the order, you watch the crew disperse and begin raising anchor, setting the sails. Kaz, as you're standing there in the room, you have this moment where you sort of rub your face in frustration until you see this slight glow from your hand, and you look down and you see the glow from the mage Neve sigil. And you watch as it begins to glow bright and everything flashes white. That's where we're gonna end tonight's episode.
Oh shit.
So, thank you guys all for joining us for episode 47. And then I'm just going to go ahead and say this as a DM. fucking good job, guys.
I wasn't expecting all that.
That was some of the best roleplay I've ever seen. So,
Well, thank you.
wow, I sound like that douchebag from that fucking terrible Darkest Dungeons movie.
Oh.
That was the best roleplaying I've ever seen.
Oh my
Ready
god,
to
yeah.
RPG.
Okay, anyways, thank you all for joining us. Tomorrow we will not have an episode of Hellgate. I'm still working on, actually, I need to talk to this man after the stream. But I'm still working on hammering out the kinks. I want to be able to release the 1.2 beta for you guys to play it when we do it next week. So that way you guys can kind of, as you're watching, possibly go through and read it as well and kind of understand the system that we're playing. So we're going to take another week break from that. Tomorrow, I don't know if we're going to do if you wanted to do a slasher, if you wanted to do a no prep.
We could. I mean, if you need the time to work in Hellgate, then you need
Yeah,
time.
say if we
so.
don't, I'm going to use that time
Yeah.
to work on it. So
We'll probably be dark tomorrow.
we'll probably be dark tomorrow. So expect us to return
And then
next.
Tuesday will be after dark.
Yes. Well, Tuesday we're recording after
Recording.
dark,
Well,
and then it'll
yeah,
go
yeah.
up on YouTube Wednesday.
Yes.
Okay, god damn it.
But that's a good point, though. If you have questions,
Fuck Jen.
email
Fuck me,
them
right?
to afterdarkqna@gmail.com or put it in our Discord or comment it on our last After Dark video on YouTube, so we can answer those on Tuesday for you guys.
All right. And without any further ado, thank you all for joining us. And remember, always embrace the dark. Goodbye.